Epo.
Epo, I have something to show you.
Oh no, what is it?
You have to come to me.
Oh, where are you at?
Or maybe I can go to you.
Where are you?
I don't know.
Where'd you go?
I'm on an island.
Oh, you shouldn't be on an island.
I'm on an island.
No, I have something to show you though.
No.
Look, a viewer gave me a Venusaur.
I hate you.
I got Venusaur.
I don't remember where I'm supposed to go.
Viridian City.
Viridian. I was going there from an
Yeah,
island.
it says rah 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 rah. Oh, hi Triple.
Hi, Epo.
What are you
Do you want
showing
to see what I'm... Okay, hold on.
What is it? What is it? What is it?
It's chewing on my hand.
Ah,
It's
shaking
cute.
its butt.
It's shaking its butt.
Hang on. Oh, no. Hang on. Alright. Yeah.
It's sniffing your butt.
Yeah. That's what it said. You ready?
Hey, there's that shit dick person.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, shit dick.
Are they just like following us now?
I have no clue.
That's interesting. Hello. We're jumping them. What you want? Give me all your lunch money.
They probably have no clue what we're doing.
No.
Alright.
Let's go fight Giovanni. I'm gonna beat you. Oh.
Oh no.
Don't.
Why wouldn't it let me go in? Oh man, I don't even.
Oh dear. Here we go.
Okay.
Okay. We'll be back when we actually get to Giovanni. Hey Chu.
People.
Are you ready?
Give me back my time.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
We're gonna fight Giovanni. I'll
Okay.
get him from this side.
Oh, hold on. Okay, I'll get him from this side.
Hey Giovanni. Here you. Welcome to my hideout. It shall be so until I can restore Team Rocket to its former glory. You have found me again, so be it. This time I'm not holding back. You shall face Giovanni, the greatest traitor!
We're finally doing this. It's like 2 days since our last clips.
Don't tell them that.
Well, not the ones when we entered the gym. That would be kind of sad.
Okay. Brick.
Yeah, not telling you kind of out for experience, so...
Oh. Alright, I gotta remember to use Charizard to get money, but not die. Because last time I just remembered that he had the amulet coin and pulled him out. He died in one.
Poor Charizard.
Yeah.
Oh, and also, guys. Level 50.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Is 50, so we can trade our starters around and get the Pokédex completion.
Yeah.
You go, Electabuzz. Alright, Tug Trio. Let's switch out. Dragonade. Tug Trio looks so weird. I never liked it. It just bothered me.
It's kind of cute.
What is it though? Like,
isn't it supposed to be moles?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
Mud Slap. I forgot that does damage. That's weird. Alright, Surf! Ride the waves! It missed. How do you miss with Surf?
This is gonna be the easiest gym battle, or gym leader battle.
You always say that.
I'm just spamming surf. Okay.
No. You go, Dragonite. Buzz, Little Queen.
Alright, you know what? I think I'm gonna pull Gengar out to get a little variety here.
Yeah, this actually isn't too bad. Here we were like grinding forever. to
Yeah,
make sure we could do this. We could have taken them.
We could have
back
taken him
ago.
a few levels ago, yeah.
What happened?
Earthquake.
No.
Levitate, bitch.
Double kick. Ow. That didn't do anything. Ah, Charizard. Your time comes.
Fuse Ray. Go. Yeah. It.
Earthquake.
Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't affect Charizard because he has wings. Bitch. Flamethrower.
You know what?
What?
I'm gonna do something stupid.
Oh no. I never.
Just for a second.
Oh no. Oh no.
And then... Alright, okay, it didn't even get hit. Noctowl's gonna get hit, and it's probably gonna die.
Oh no.
Oh, it hurt itself. Alright, awesome. Alright, let's go back to Slowbro.
Don't kill. Okay. Back to Venusaur. I'm gonna use my Venusaur in this battle since a wonderful subscriber has given it to me to use in this battle.
That's redundant. I'm gonna use Venusaur in this battle since
Hush, okay? Razor Leaf. To the face.
I'm done.
To the face. I'm done. To the face. Oh, and that wasn't enough experience for Dragonair to level up anyway. That sucks.
That was truly an intense fight. You have won. Here's your Earth badge.
And $1 million. Okay.
Oh.
TM 26. Earthquake. Ooh. Nice.
Awesome.
Sweet. Giovanni's blasted off again.
50, 50, 50, 49, 49.
And guess
That's
what?
good. What?
We can fight the Elite Four.
Oh, yeah. What level? Okay, usually, and I was telling Adam this whenever he was trying to get me to train, but usually I stop playing around the last gym leader because the grinding just gets so boring, I can't handle it.
Yeah.
I get way too bored.
But we're gonna be okay, actually.
Yeah, what level is the Elite Four at?
And we'll find out in just a second. Where's my book? Oh, I'm sorry.
I wonder, we're gonna do some testing. Oh, I could probably give black glasses to Blastoise with its... or Eradicate. Oh man, Wow, I'm stupid.
More.
I'm surprised no one's raged at me for not teaching Slowbro Calm Mind.
Elite Four is about 54. And then your rival has 59 and a 61.
Gotcha.
So, honestly, by the time we get through Victory Road, we may be grinded up enough to fight them, and if not, we'll just hang out a bit there. Won't be too bad. We just gotta remember to play our types since they're all type-based gems.
Well, my 2 water-type Pokemon can learn the ground-type move.
Yeah, what teams do I have? Blizzard. Oh, I
Yeah, I really want to teach... I have to think about these things too much, and that's what screws me over.
Fire Blast. I've had Fire Blast.
Oh,
Oh, I was saving that for Houndoom.
Get rid of withdrawal. Oh.
On the way to Victory Road.
I don't know where to go. Mwah!
Mwah.
Mwah!
Let's go. Follow me.
Okay.
I'll take you to
Oh, this is weird?
the right place.
Oh.
Oh wow.
I don't think I'll be able to beat it.
You fight that man. Oh, this brings back that.
Okay.
Ready? Oh, poop. Deepest?
Oh, hi, Beepus.
Fox?
I forgot that was your name.
What a surprise to see Deepest here. You collected all the badges too? Come on.
Yep.
Let's do it, Chupo.
Look at his face.
No, you always talk about his pretty face.
It's cute.
It's not.
He makes a cute face. Look at it.
I'm making a cute face.
No. Evo. That's not cute.
It is. Ooh, and perfect starter Pokemon for me to kill. Bird Electabuzz. Yeah. One hit KO. 1992. 90s kids remember.
This is gonna be a slow battle. Bird
Wait, really?
versus bird.
Oh wow. Really? Why are you? You're knocked out. Knocked out just hates you. I forgot takedown does self-damage. I was like, why is Rhyhorn already dead? Or damaged. It's like you Eradicate. Come out of the ball with 2 hit points.
Yeah. Oh my god, that made me so mad. Don't remind me.
Oh god.
Alright, Noctowl took something down on its own.
Good boy.
Good boy.
It's not a girl, is it? No.
No, it's a boy.
Goodbye, Growler. Execute? Really? Alright, that's good.
Executor.
It's a good place for Charizard to steal me some money. They haven't fully fixed the ball glitch because now it's all weird for me. Charizard!
Dang, Noctowl! I'm so proud of you. It's so good.
No.
Put it to sleep again. Oh my gosh, they're just all falling asleep. It's magical.
He's just gonna get one hit KO'd by something. He's just gonna cry.
Pretty much.
Calm mind. Sizzle. Sizzle.
Alright, it's not doing a whole lot to Gyarados, so I think I'm just... Oh!
No, snap.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead.
Ooh, how did that do nothing? It's
let's
a
do
dark type move. Okay. Oh, use disable. No. Metal Claw. Critical hit. There we go. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. This is our level up. 46. Trying to use Fury Cutter. Really? Power 10. Yeah, that's not happening. No. You're not learning Fury Cutter. Furry Cutter. I forgot I had a Blastoise. Derp. Well, you thought you were gonna beat my Charizard with your Blastoise. Well, say hello to my little friend, Finazai.
Adam, I have to say, it must be pretty amusing for them to watch with FaceCam right now. Because they don't see the faces that I make when I'm going to say something and you interrupt me. And I'm just kind of like, oh. And they probably notice more that I'm muttering to myself a lot.
It's okay.
Because you just like totally overpower me with the commentary.
I'm not trying to.
Oh, it doesn't make me mad, sweetie, I promise.
Oh, hey, look.
It's just funny, huh?
It did what it did to you.
Oh my god, it kept doing that in the gym. It was every battle that I got in with my Noctowl where I actually tried to take something down. It was like, nope, 1 hit point, 2 hit points. Oh, it drove me insane. God, now I'm mad again.
Ow, Chupo. I beat Rival Deepest.
You beat Rival Deepest. I'm about to beat Rival Deepest.
Oh, wow. Yeah, loosen Deepest up. Prepared him for the Pokemon League, but I still need more practice. I'm going home now. You can't do this. This is not right. This is not okay. I'm gonna go heal and cry in a corner.
What does Synthesis do? Okay, it failed.
It heals. I believe. She said.
Oh god, Venusaur's gonna attack with like Solar Beam or something and I'm gonna cry.
That's why you have Fly. Oh, wow. So much for that.
Alright, what was I using? Gengar? I think I was using Gengar.
Huh?
I think it was. I'm trying to even out the experience a little bit.
That's not how it works.
That's how I train!
That's ineffective.
Why?
Because you get less that way overall. It doesn't work.
I have to keep them the same level.
Oh!
That's not very effective. Please hurt yourself. No,
Nope.
Oh.
Sweet Sentinel. That's my joke.
Why are you using Sweet Scent when you could easily take me out?
Because he wants you to smell good when he kills you.
Oh, okay.
What's
he going to do when he kills me?
Eat me. Rival Beepus.
Bye bye, Rival Beepus.
Beeples. Beeples.
I was reading Careless and I combined it with Beepus.
Beepless.
Beepus. Okay, I'm gonna
go heal.
I'm just gonna fly because I'm lazy.
Heal.
Go.
I sound like a drunken person.
I think I sound like a drunken person. Oh my. I still feel like I'm saying things.
Pulsing. Drunken pulsing.
I feel like he even said drunken weird. I don't know.
Oh god.
Haha,
I'm gonna surf across the water.
Good luck.
Oh jeez.
Ah, I got through the grass without, you know, things. Oh, I jumped. Okay.
You're supposed to jump over that. Over it, Tad. You're funny. Welcome to
I wonder
Victory
if I got
Road.
any experience from it.
2. Like 2 experience. Careful. It's you down
Did
there.
you see it?
Yeah. Alright, let's go. We're gonna win. We're gonna win. Hi, how are you? That's badge number 1, straight ahead.
This is so pointless.
It makes you feel good about getting 8 badges. That's badge number 2. And now they're gonna look at badge number 3.
Will they slowly let you through if, no, Epo.
No, it won't even let you in the front door without having... Or maybe it does, I don't remember the guys. Now I have to surf. Oh, really? Really? There's gonna be a Slowpoke in here. You don't have all the badges, Slowpoke.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's what you get. Thunder Punch.
I'm not even gonna fight him.
Not taking no crap from no one. Gonna get a tiny bit of experience from it. That's badge number 5. How would you?
Oh no. I'm still ahead of you.
Thunder punch. Thunder. Alright. This is weird. I don't remember there being a lot of Pokemon in here. Oh wow, it got me all the way through the game without even the guy stopping me, and then it's like, JK, you have a battle all the way back here.
Yeah.
Okay. Thunder.
Run. Okay. Oh man, there's grass now.
What the? What? Alright, I'm using a repel. I'm not going
Don't
to.
use a repel, Adam. Come on.
Why are you so against repels?
I don't know.
You're like just really anti-repel. It's like,
They use money,
I have them.
but they cost money.
You don't spend money in this game.
They are resources. I wonder if there's anything in this rock.
You don't use your resources.
Oh, I found a full restore. I guess there are other items in here too.
You don't even use your resources in this game.
I don't know. I'm just really odd. Go right ahead. What does the sign say? Victory Road Gate. I can't do it in EposVox, I'm sorry. Hey, there's an item here.
Here, hang on. Victory Road Gate.
There you go.
That was my echo.
What is that? Is that a button? I'm gonna push the button.
Don't push the button.
Oh.
Don't do it.
Don't tell me it's too bad. Oh, it's Onyx, okay. Wait, I have a bird out.
That's what you get. Alright, where was the full restore?
I'm not telling you.
Chubo.
Did you pass it? I think you passed it. Go back
I
down.
can't pass it, I just got out of the water.
Oh, then don't go back down.
Badge 7. We're only at badge 7. Oh, it's up here.
It's, yeah, that one.
Jerk. Full restore.
I thought that said sandwich. Onyx, you sandwich!
Oh my god. Alright, now we get to. Wait, that is a button.
It is a button. I'm gonna push it.
Oh, and there's strength rocks, and I put my Eradicate up, which has strength.
Good luck, have fun.
Did I press the button? I can't tell. I don't.
Oh, you have to push the rocks onto the button, don't you?
Me.
Oh man, you have to fight all the Pokemon.
I'm using the damn repel.
This is why I do things like half as fast as you, isn't it?
Yeah. Alright.
It used stuff to hide, it doesn't affect me.
Stupid game.
It said that it fainted a few times, I think.
It's fainted.
It fainted.
Hey, did you not
fainted.
Hit you.
Epo?
It fainted.
It's a Zubat.
No. No.
Nice legs.
Daisy ducks. Makes the Mankey go. Oh, I didn't heal, did I? That was dumb. That's okay. Alright. Nope. One square. Come on. Stupid monkey Mankey. I got 99.
I hope I
problems,
have something with strength.
You don't.
Okay, good.
You don't. I took it away.
I'm gonna block the door so you can't get
You
in.
can't do it.
I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna stop you.
Actually, if I do that, it'll screw me over, so
There-
you got lucky this time. I'll block it with my body.
Oh, baby. Alright, where's my repel? Use. Oh, wait. I have 7 of them. Yeah, I'm forget your rules. Screw the rules. I have repels.
Nice legs, pudding pop.
No.
Makes a chew go.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Pudding
Use
Pop
the...
is my cat. I love him a lot.
Yeah, and she sings about him.
Uh-huh.
Makes me sad.
Uh-huh. It
No,
makes me happy.
I'm gonna cry.
It's okay.
Oh, no. Hey, look. I got here really, really fast. I wonder why.
I got here really, really fast too.
You
Aww.
didn't? You were already here. Would you like to use strength? Yes, I would.
Training can't hurt.
Well, against the water stuff, that wasn't really training.
A little training in here.
I'm gonna run you over with the rock. I wasn't talking about training in here. I was talking about how long it took to get here.
You can't go through me.
I buried
did you do
under
that?
the rock. I have magical power
How
buds.
did you do that?
I have a powerful
I'm
butt.
so confused. You powerful butt.
Yeah. It's farting the
It's
rock.
stinky.
It's okay.
Onyx's rage is building even though it's dead. Its spirit will haunt me.
It's just mad, okay?
Epo, you're just walking around in circles. I don't know what you're doing. I don't
Oh,
understand.
my rock disappeared.
Wait.
Did I do it right?
Maybe.
Oh, don't tell me that. Oh, don't tell me that. Oh no, I'm gonna be mad.
It was glitching me around, and I'm sure you guys saw that, so you can vouch for me. It was
Oh.
like glitching me into different spots.
The repel effect is worn off. That was quick.
And as soon as it did. Onyx. I guess that's the only way that you would tell them.
Well, no, it popped up into me.
Well, no, I'm just saying,
Oh.
like,
Yeah.
realistically. Stop using rage, it doesn't affect ghosts.
Despite all his rage, he's still just an Onyx in a cave.
Adam. Onyx.
Onyx.
Okay.
Problem?
You're cute.
Only a little bit. Thunderbolt! I don't think I can even afford to learn it. 95, that's better than Thunder Punch, but I taught it Thunder Punch. I wanted to know Thunder Punch.
Oh, I heard
I'm
something.
gonna teach
I forgot that I had volume on.
Yeah, did your Boulder disappear too?
Yeah, but it made a noise, so.
Okay. Well, I had my volume off, so. Oh, she wants to know if I'm good enough for her. Am I? Am I out of her league? Is she on my league?
Yeah, she is.
Oh,
You're not good enough for her.
okay. Well
You
then
better walk away.
I'll beat up her Pokemon so she gives me a number. Thunderbolt. She's got a kitty cat.
I like Kit Kats.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill her. Kill that cat.
Ew,
She'll give me her number.
That's sad.
That's how I got your number.
It is.
Kill the cat.
How did you get my number?
I killed it.
Oh yeah. My internet was getting cut off and I was like, talk to me please!
Yeah,
I don't want this to be the end of us.
I was scared.
And you still like didn't. I had to text you.
Uh-huh.
And I was the one who called you.
Uh-huh.
And I was the one who asked you out.
Uh-huh.
This is our relationship.
This is your relationship.
It is my relationship,
I'm just
actually.
joking.
You're just along for the ride.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
I could have been using Rock Smash! I forgot about that. I guess, you know, Rock Smash. Onyx
Smashes
is a rock.
rocks. It's okay.
Oh.
Don't let the rocks keep you down. Full fix, full fix, full fix. No! She sings about her cats too many times.
That's
and
not
that
my
one's not even
cat.
her cat.
That's not
She
mine.
just sings about it.
I'm still in love with it though.
Oh.
Talk to her.
What?
Ninetales is pretty.
I'm gonna kill it.
It's like Amelia.
I'm gonna kill Amelia. Oh, it's not dead yet. Oh no.
She just has a bunch of cats.
That's a dog. Or a fox.
It's a fox.
It's
yeah.
Naruto.
It's a cat dog.
Cat dog. Cat dog, cat dog, cat dog. Alright. Now the truth. Oh. Geo, dude. Dude, Geo.
Dude, yeah.
Dio, dude.
Dio Jude. Adam.
Dio, dude. My neighbors are so loud, it's wonderful.
Yeah. Ha, you better miss.
I did.
That was knocked out faster than Ponyta. Come on.
Because it's a bird. Birds are faster than ponies.
Like this movie Spirit. The
Oh, what the? Oh, what?
you're gonna have to come in and then go up.
That
Yeah.
sucks. And that's a stupid word candy. Alright, you know what? I got 6 more of these babies. Let's do it.
More of what?
Super repel potions. It'll super repel Pokemon.
Rapidash is gonna try to use Stomp on me and I'm gonna cry.
Oh, but that's gonna reset my politeness. Yep. Damn it. It's a big boulder, but a tiny little Raticate may push it aside.
My Blastoise has strength.
That was not okay.
Huh?
Why'd you teach it to your starter?
I don't know. Because I wanted to teach it to something. I don't really care what has the crap moves.
It's glitching me too. You did it.
Yep.
You did it.
Yep.
You're fired.
Yep. I mean, no.
You already said yep.
Oh.
I'll find you a new job.
You'll find me one. You fired me, but you'll find me a new job.
That should be. I took your old one away. Might as well give you a new one.
You know, doing this with
Really now?
doing these with commentary probably doesn't help my concentration because I have to talk and I have to talk to you. So this is actually your fault.
But actually,
No,
your
it's your fault.
concentration.
It's your fault. It's your fault.
Your concentration actually gets better when you actually provide commentary, because it's when you get quiet and suddenly just like disappear that you lose your focus.
I can't help it that I space out.
That's why I keep you doing the commentary.
But
Aha!
what was the top one?
TMO2 Dragon Claw.
Woo!
Ooh, and there's an Ultra Ball right here. I found this one. I found it.
Duh. Cutie.
Found it. I can see you're good. Let me see exactly how good. Oh, yeah.
I believe. Hi, April.
Hi.
Stop touching me. It's making me anxious.
We're over the internet. What are you talking about?
We're not sitting next to each other.
Not at all. Oh, how are you doing this? Go away. I don't like it anymore. I can't. Oh.
I have black nails too. That probably feels really
Why
weird.
do you do this to me? Oh, poor Electro. Come on.
I feel
man.
like I should heal.
Don't do it.
Okay.
Use items at least.
Use items? No.
True. You don't use items in battle because you're against using items. You gotta use it here, otherwise we're gonna be in this cave for like hours. Ivysaur?
Well, I'm doing the exploring now. Maybe we don't even have to do this button. I don't know.
Yeah, it might not even be something that they implemented in the game. I don't know.
I mean, they implemented other puzzles, so maybe.
I implemented your puzzle.
How is she pushing this on her bike?
Because Eradicator, Blastoise is the one pushing it.
But, man!
Right?
No, that wasn't me. That was the game. Because it wasn't pushing it, so I kept pushing forward.
Is an Ivysaur and a Wartortle? What? That's not how this game works. Don't kill the Electabuzz. One hit point. And it missed. What are you doing?
Nothing.
What are you doing? Did you just use repel?
No? Oh, it does do something, because that goes down. Man!
I didn't even see that was there.
No, I was just looking for something.
What were you doing?
I was looking for my black glasses, but I couldn't find it.
You were being awfully secretive about those black glasses. True, Paul.
Watch me run into a Pokemon battle. I didn't use a repel.
Of
course I'm not running into one. Yeah, see? No repel.
That's because it's a matchup. That was weird.
What? My squealing?
Never much out though. I mean,
Shut up, I didn't ask you.
go home,
Please no.
log off, uninstall, go away. Don't go. I need you.
Oh no, it's a critical hit. No.
Oh, perfect.
Oh.
That's okay.
Does anything have any...
You're just gonna catch it. It doesn't matter.
But to...
Charizard, what is going on with this guy?
Oh, I thought that was wild.
Oh, I wish. That'd be great.
That had my only status effect.
You don't need it. It's only got like one hit point left. Just use it.
Oh, I forgot that. Okay.
What?
I forgot that the move that they did makes it...
Oh yeah, don't let him do another one.
Yeah, because before he did that move.
Yeah. We're just using wing attack back and forth.
Man, not towel. Now I really need to heal.
Go heal.
I'm not.
Oh my god, it's still not dead.
You're gonna need to heal. This is the only reason you're allowing me to.
Don't know what you're talking about. Charizard v Charizard. Charizard is victor. As always.
That was was the noise it made. So do you want to heal?
Yeah,
Well,
dude.
actually, I want to.
Oh my god, this cave is huge.
Yeah, I told you, I always fight, like, right around here. Or, not fight, I always stop.
Alright, we're gonna clear this cave.